Welcome, everybody. John Zegar. JohnZagar.com. How's everybody doing? Good? Good. So it's getting to be dark 30. Winter dark 30. Which means, time is it? 4:30? Almost 4:30? Going on 4:30. Heavy clouds over. Dark, heavy clouds. Past evening. Looks like nearing night. Cold. Snow's supposed to come in tonight. We're supposed to get a winter storm. Actually, a pretty good winter storm. Supposed to start snowing here pretty soon. Early evening, late evening, something like that. And then it snows 24 hours straight till tomorrow night, late evening. 24 hours of snow. Could end up being a significant amount of snow, I suppose. It's going to be cold. That's not going to be good. And winter is back. Boo, boo, boo. Winter is back. So, thought I would just do a quick little podcast. Kind of do some whining and a little bit of ranting about winter and kind of what's been going on and not looking forward to type stuff. I have some iced tea here. Yay, I picked up some iced tea earlier. Everybody stopped going to McDonald's. I have. I haven't been there in a while. All their prices have gone up for everything they have. Not that it's a great place to eat or that you should even eat their food, but I'm more complaining about the pricing. It just has gone up. Other places, likewise, most all the fast food. Sometimes I stop into charcoal broiler. Not charcoal broiler, but I don't know, those burger places, they're all kind of the same. And I've just noticed that in the last few days, everything has gone up. The old prices are gone. Yeah, they're all pretty well gone. And I don't like that. Groceries in the grocery store have all gone up. The good old days where you could go in a grocery store and buy whatever you needed for an expected amount of money are gone. So that's bad news. I think that's going to continue on, as near as I understand. Gas, which went down over the holiday, Christmas and whatnot, has now jumped back up to what it was prior. So they sort of misled us. And expect to go back to the pumps paying a lot of money. I don't like that. I don't think that's going to change. I think the gas is going to stay up. So life goes back to costing us more and more money. Politics is just as bad. everybody's pointing the finger at the other guy. And yeah, have you noticed that everybody's kind of like dying? I don't even try to pay attention to that because it's not really what I'm looking to read, but there's a fair amount of people, I guess, in entertainment, political correspondence, just people around the world are just dying. Sports, oh my gosh, sports. And they're young. Young to me is, I don't know, when they're in their late 20s, 30s. A few of them in their 40s, but I don't know why they're all dying. I don't read the stories, so I don't have that aspect of the story for you, but a lot of people dying. Seems like I used to not pay attention to that. Never even noticed when somebody died, but that's changed. Been going to the gym, cleaning up, a little bit of working out during the week, not so much on weekends. And just not really in that mood. It's been too wintry, cold, snowy, windy, blowing. Not fun. So what little bit of work I do at the gym anymore seems to be during the week. Usually late at night. I'm not sure about people. I'm getting kind of a mixed reaction. I don't know what you guys are getting, but I'm going into places to purchase stuff, and I'm getting treated really well and at a reduced price for the things that I'm there to buy. Or I only get paid I only have to pay half of what the cost actually is. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but people are lightening up on how they treat you. I walked into where is it? Let me look. It's up here, up the road. There's a gas station up the road that I don't know. I stop at not all the time, but now and again, and they were just so happy to see me the other day. And just all kinds of compliments and accolades and introductions, and we sure are just happy to have you here, and I don't know what that's about. I couldn't quite figure it out. I was kind of speechless there for a moment. But so a little bit I've been talking about in my blogs. I seem to have been writing more blogs than I have been doing podcasts, but you can tell I have a cold. It's kind of pretty deep down in my lungs, and it's been more difficult at night than it has any other time. Coughing and whatnot. Having to take some various things to hope that it improves. But what I've been talking about in my blogs is just that we do and are as much as we believe and picture ourselves to be. That makes sense? So, your life, your reality, is actually your imagination. It's actually pictures of who you see you are acting in such and such a manner. So we all have a visualization of ourselves, and that's who we are. That we don't become something more than that, and we don't become something less than that. We just become that visualization of who we see ourselves as. So this may not be a good example, but if you see yourself as a fat, heavy set individual, well, doesn't matter if you go to the gym, doesn't matter if you're on a diet, you're going to end up being kind of heavy set. You're not going to be a skinny person. In other words, no matter how hard you try, you will end up being back at that weight that you visualize yourself as. Okay? The same thing with your personality, how you think, act, and feel, right? I gotta have some more of this iced tea. It's pretty good. Your personality is basically your personality. If you are mean-spirited, loving, likable, friendly, kind, happy, that's how you're going to be. Because that's the visualization you have of who you are. Of course, if you're an angry, outspoken, disgruntled, grumpy old guy, then that's who you're going to be. That's how you're going to act with other people. It's a memory that you have of growing up and being who you are, watching the people around you. And maybe that's how they acted, so therefore that's how you acted. And that's how you think you're supposed to act. So you do. All of the visualizations that we have of ourselves are our memories. I came from a family that was sort of lower middle class, possibly middle class. We had an okay house. Mom and Dad worked real hard. Both had to work to support the family, and they had their ups and their downs, and everybody just kind of got along and did the best they very could, and there was some arguing and bickering, and of course wishing things would have been better. Finances were a struggle. So what do you think I turn out to be? Now, just think about this. Don't get overly critical real quick, but I'm going to have some of those traits myself, right? Doesn't mean I went out and looked for them and tried to get them. It means they are part of my memory of growing up. Watching, paying attention, the modeling that went on in the house. Not intentionally. I don't think Mom and Dad tried to model negative behavior. I think sometimes negative behavior just came out, and as a result, that's what I saw. And I think some of that is reflected in me. Sometimes I end up coming off a little more rough around the edges than I need to be. I didn't come from a family. We went to church. We were a church-going family. Had a belief and a faith in God. My dad did all the way up to his last breath. My mother, maybe not so much. And I always sort of followed in that footstep of religion and faith and belief in God. But hear that cold? Sorry, you guys. But what I didn't see was the loving kindness. You know how some families, when I was, I don't know, growing up, dating or whatever, you'd go over to the girl's house and you'd sit down with their parents and her parents and, I don't know, maybe all watch TV together or had dinner together or just hung out together. And I recall the girls that I dated, their mothers and fathers were loving and kind. Oh, sure, they were stern with their daughter, of course. You know, time to shut off the TV and go to bed. Time for John to go home. You know, whatever the case is, you know, parents do certain things that parents have to do. But more often than not, it was viewing them as, you know, pretty loving and kind. And my parents, somewhat, but not really. So in turn, when I grow up, I'm probably a little more stern and harsh than loving and kind. We can only be what our memories are. Here's the tricker to the thing. A lot of the memories that we have that we employ in our personality are not true. We might think we came from a family that were Algers, bad, not nice, blah, 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 when really, maybe they were nice. You know, finances just are finances, and we sort of struggle with finances. So, I've been paying attention to some workshops online and, you know, about this subject, and they talk about maybe we need to go back and take another look at the picture we think we came from. Maybe it's not exactly truthful what we're thinking and visualizing. And in turn, maybe we don't have to be as harsh as we are. Maybe we actually came from a kinder, gentler, more loving family than what we realize. Maybe that's true. Here's a little family. They're going into PetSmart. And there's a mom, dad, and 2 daughters. I don't know, just kids. Teenagers, young adults, I don't know, young teenagers. And they get out of the car, and the one girl is arm in arm with mom. And the dad starts walking, and the other girl comes out of the car and walks up next to dad and goes hand in hand with her dad. Well, that's loving kindness. That's a picture, a memory that those 2 girls will have, and they will exhibit in their lives as they grow up. And that's how they'll treat their girls, their kids. Right? That's what I'm talking about. They can't be any more or less than that. That's who they are. That's what their family just taught them. And it's real clear, it's stuck with them. And here they are coming back from PetSmart for some reason. And they're all goofing around, dancing and jumping around and having fun and being goofy. They got a great big dog in the car. How cool is that? Mom and Dad are just having fun too. And it's sure isn't a very good evening. Well, I don't think it is. But I don't know, maybe they're going home to a nice, beautiful, warm house. That I don't know. I'm not going home to a nice, warm house. Might have some influence on me. I mean, my nice, warm house is actually what I'm sitting in right now. So, it is what it is, right? So anyway, I got babbling a little bit too much, but I do want to talk about this some more. And I want to talk more and more about personalities and who we are and who we become. And how we can change some of that. Plus, I'm getting ready to do some coughing. So God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I look forward to talking to you all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.